Can't believe we're about to close off a whole year without a single Marvel movie. These are trying times indeed, my friends. We, don't talk about that one. Luckily, Sony and Insomniac is here to scratch that superhero itch with Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PS4 and the PS5. A spin-off of Spider-Man PS4, this game focuses on Peter Parker's young protege Miles as he comes to grips with the responsibility of being a hero, all the while having to fight off a gang of criminals called the Underground looking to take down Roxxon, a multi-million-dollar corporation. Looking at the gameplay briefly, it plays more or less just like the original game. You swing around an open and beautiful New York, taking on missions and crimes at your leisure. And just like the original game, it is just a ton of fun to just swing and fight as Spider-Man, living the dream to play as the webhead. Only this time, not only is New York nice and snowy, but Miles has an array of new skills that make him much more fun to play than Peter. His Venom skills and revised finisher system provide a lot more freedom and versatility with his base moves. Even when traversing the streets of Harlem, you can use Venom to gain a boost in speed and elevation to keep the flow going. It's unfortunate though that this game is, understandably due to development time, rather short. There's far less content in this game than the original Spider-Man, but this isn't a full price title either, so it checks out. And as always, there are oodles of suits, mods, and skills Miles can unlock to customize his experience, making this game still very replayable. Plus, you can get a Spider-Cat. What more could you want? You know me though, I review films, and considering the original game has a story good enough to rival even the greatest Spidey movies, how does this game live up to that standard? Yes, in many points. No to some of them. Let's talk about Miles as a character. He's great. He carries a very sincere nature that contrasts him from Pete, and it's great to see Peter act as a mentor to Miles, along with other aspects in the comics that movies like Spider-Verse subverted. It makes this version of Miles specifically stand out on his own, and not just capitalize on the film. But he still maintains some of the aspect that made Miles from Spider-Verse so special, but unfortunately it isn't played up as much as I wish it would. On another note, unfortunately, especially thanks to the game's length, not much of the supporting cast is as nuanced as Mary Jane, Otto Octavius, or even Black Cat from the first game. None of them are bad, but aren't spectacular either, with the exception of two characters, Aaron Davis and the new villain, the Tinkerer. I don't want to get into spoilers, but these two guys are what really gives the story the depth it needs. And like any good Spidey story, being a hero and having your own life do not go hand in hand. It's that intersection that gives that story emotional weight, and this game is no slouch when it comes to that aspect. It leads to some strong moments, some tear-jerking moments, and of course epic superhero moments with a fantastic soundtrack that gives Miles a unique vibe. There's also a stronger sense of community in this game with the side missions. You really get the feeling that New York is a bustling community and that you're really looking out for the people. Helping them with everyday tasks that isn't just solving a crime is what makes Spider-Man so unique. He's always looking out for the little people, and Spidey PS4, while having a bit of that, it's the sole forefront of Miles Morales. This is what really gives the story that extra oomph that makes it great and gives you motivation to protect the city in the midst of a cyberpunk gang war. My biggest issue with the story as a whole though is that despite the marketing emphasizing Miles coming into his own as Spider-Man and not just following in the footsteps of Peter, it's not emphasized on much aside from like one or two moments. Especially compared to Spider-Verse's message of individuality, it's rather lacking in comparison. Despite this though, Spider-Man Miles Morales has a solid story, a fantastic main character, strong story beats, and a unique sense of community that still makes it a great cinematic experience as a whole. Coupled with fantastic voice acting, gorgeous visuals, and of course, great gameplay, this is a game no Spidey fan should miss. As such, I'm giving this a SAVAGE!